G'day guys, welcome back. Welcome to Pouring Your Heart Out. We're gonna have a fun time today. Yes we are. Look, I've got another new mold. I'm really enjoying making these different edged molds. So I've done crystal ones, then I did flower ones, and now I've done some turtle ones. Look, this is the large. So the turtles are all, this is upside down, so when you unmold it, the turtles' little heads will be poking up over the top. So this is the large. You can see the little turtles there with their shells. So they are facing down, or heads pointing up, like I said in the other one. And then I did a smaller one as well, but I've used the same turtles, but I've sort of put them on their sides, so they're all swimming together in a little ring. So that's what you get with those ones. So that's a little bit smaller, not quite as deep, and then that one's bigger and a little bit deeper. So I'm going to use this one today, but just be aware that I've got the small turtle mold and the large turtle mold, so depending on which one you want. Okay. All right, so I thought to begin with I'm going to dust them. Now, dusting with mica powders or chameleon powders, interference powders, anything like that is a great idea when you're doing this sort of mold that's got little intricate pieces in there that the bubbles really want to cling to. So I like to dust them because you're going to, the mica powder is going to like break that surface tension, put like a barrier between the silicone and the resin, so the bubbles aren't going to stick. So that's a really good thing. The bubbles won't stick to the silicone. So if you're having trouble, and I might do a little comparison at some stage, one resin with no mica powder and then a resin with mica powder, and you can see for yourself exactly how the bubbles attract to the plain silicone. So if you're struggling with bubbles, definitely use a mica powder in your intricate molds because it will help. So the first thing I'm going to do is I've just popped this little, it's just a little microfiber that I buy them in like a whole big pack like this, and I've cut a few, I've got different sizes, and just to keep the center clean while you dust. So I'm going to use, I had a look and to see what I could find that was like, you know, turtle color, a bluey green. This looks like a really nice dark one. This is by this little piggy, Stuck Up Pigs, and it's called Boastful. So we'll do that, and then while I'm doing this, I'm going to talk to you about my little things that I want to put in, because I'm not going to do like a 3D bloom or anything in this one. I actually want to put some things in because it's a nice depth. So because the turtles are about this big, I had these and I thought, oh, I really want to use them, but compared to a turtle, like these are giant fish, and I kind of want to keep it in scale. So they'll be another day. And then I've got these, which are more of a like a realistic sort of a fish. But again, I don't know. I may use them. And then I've got these little tiny little fish, which I thought may look really cute and more kind of whimsical with the turtles. So I might probably use those. And then I've got a whole heap of this aquarium, just things that you would stick in your aquarium. So yeah, and you can cut them down. You don't have to use a big piece like that. You can trim them. So I've got different colors there, and I thought they may look really pretty. Loving this one. I thought they may look really pretty. And I've also got this. I've actually bought this for my large turtle. So I've already taken a piece off, but it came on like this plastic rubber rock. Anyway, that one was there and I just snipped that off. So I may use that, but I really bought this and this for my large turtle. I thought that would look really cool because it's kind of fluorescent. So yeah, I might see if I can just trim off. Little snippers are really good. Just trim something off like so. I can use that one later on. Put in there, and then I'm going to do a couple of layers, I think. So I'm going to do the dusting first. I'm going to do a thin layer of clear resin. We'll put some of these little things and fish in, and then we can just fill it up with clear, and then I'm going to put some sand on the bottom, the top layer, some sand. So that's my plan, Stan. So let's get to it. I've got 2 different size brushes here. I'm not sure which one I want to use, probably the smaller one. I like to put a little bit of powder just into the lid there. 2 reasons. I'll probably knock that over, and it's just easier to like tap it off on the lid. So yeah, let's do that. All right, so I'll do a little bit, and then well, we'll do a little bit with you, and then I will do the rest on my own so that I can get my head right over it so I can see what I'm doing. Because if I do that now, you're just going to see the back of my head. So this is the first mold that I've made with the little turtle. Oops, it's going to take me a little while, isn't it? Get in there, get in there. So, some of them, like, because the way when I was making the mold, I've kind of lost the back flippers. So I may redo it, but at the moment, this is how it is. So if you want it, it's you can still buy it. It just hasn't got its little back flippers. And then, yeah, when I have a little bit more time, I may, well, I'll remake it with the back flippers. I don't know whether you need them or not. I mean, it's just adding extra height to your mold. Look at that. So this is throwing like greeny, bluey, purpley sort of tones, this color. It's really pretty. Obviously, if you put, oops, I'm going over the edges. If you put black behind it, they'll stand out a lot more, but I'm not doing black today. I'm just doing clear. That's why I've gone for a darker color, so that they'll stand out. They'll stand out against my clear background. That was my reasoning anyway. So I'm just going to continue with this, and I'll mix up a little bit of resin, and then I'll come back to you for the next step. But that's what they're looking like now. Pretty cool, hey? Nice detail in them. So after I finished dusting everything, I took it over to the bin and just sort of blew to get the excess dust out, and then I got my baby wipe and I just went over everything to get the excess powder off, and I sort of went into the little head there as well a little bit just to get anything out. So use your baby wipe. Don't get a paper towel and wipe it, because the paper towel has got grooves, it's quite harsh. It's going to leave smudge marks, and it will leave marks on your mold. If you wipe with your finger, you'll notice that it'll leave fingerprints and things like that. It's just how silicone is, so be really careful. I find that the baby wipes are fine, and then after I've used the baby wipe, it can leave like a little bit of moisture on there. So again, don't use your paper towel. Get a clean little microfiber and just press lightly like that, and to soak up any little dots of liquid that might be there. So no paper towels, okay? Baby wipes are your friends. They are your friends. So I'll put that back in there and I'll use them again. All right. So I've got my little fishies. I've got my resin. I've made up some Platinum 360 Plus because I'm doing layers. I want it to be able to pour in, 2 or 3 hours to do a whole project in a day. I don't want to have to wait overnight to do another layer. So I use 360 Plus, and I will link that for you. All right, there we go. I'm not exactly sure how much I want to do for my first little layer. Now the thing with layers, didn't use all that. The thing with layers is if you wait until each layer is cured, you'll see like a ring when you unmold. You'll see like where the two layers of resin have joined, and you'll see like a ring. So to avoid that, pour your next layer before it's totally cured. While it's, you want to be able to touch it without it sort of being sticky. It'll still leave a fingerprint, but you want to be able to just touch it, and then you know that you're right to do your next little layer. Okay, so make sure that if you're doing something that's going to take a few layers, make sure that you start early in the day so that you're not getting up at 2 o'clock in the morning to put your next layer on. I'm just seeing if there's any bubbles, but there's a hair. Of course, there's a hair. Now, to check for bubbles, grab a flashlight, a torch, shine it into your little turtle heads. I don't see any bubbles at all, which is great. I mean, I knew that by doing the dusting I wasn't going to get any bubbles, but we'll check the surface as well. Something in there. Now we are going to be filling this up with plants and stones and sand and things, so if you do get a bubble or something in there, it's not the end of the world. I would suggest that you try and blow off any excess dust before you add your resin, otherwise it's going to kind of float to the top and you may see it. Alrighty, let's get started. I'll just I'll keep that there. I'll make some puffy hearts or something out of it, not sure. Alright, now because I've got gloves on, it's a little bit tricky to pick things up, but maybe that wasn't very easy either. Oh. When I get my tongs, I put a little bit of silicone onto the end of them, just so that they grab things a little bit easier. So that's what I do. Alright, so I've taken out the ones that are white because I don't want any white ones because I've got white sand going in. So basically just going to put these little guys in. Actually, no, I'm going to have to just use my gloves, really. Oh. Try and just sort of put them in randomly. I don't want to put them in as if they look placed, you know, just kind of throw them in. Maybe a few here, and then oops, you're upside down. Put little sparsely ones somewhere else. And of course you could put whatever you want in. If you've got little baby turtles, you could do that. I don't think I want to use the black ones either. I'm just going to have the brightly coloured ones. A couple of blue ones. Like so. Oh, pink. I don't think I've got any pink ones in there yet. There's all different colours. Yep, this is working better. I just throw them in and then flip them over with the toothpick. That seems to be working well. Alright, I may add some more later. Just see how we go here. Now I want to add this in. Love this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to spray it first with some alcohol, isopropyl alcohol. And hopefully that will kind of prevent it from grabbing too many bubbles. So that can just sit there. Doesn't matter if there's a couple of fish underneath. I may add more fish later, we'll see. So I've got these little pebbles that are kind of, they're a green tone, and I thought that would look nice against, tie in the green of the turtles around the outside. So let's have a little look and see what else we can put in here. See, that's like a double. I don't think I'll be able to do that. I think I'll just have to snip that out like that. And I'm going to spray everything with the isopropyl before I put that in. It doesn't have to be like covered with resin because we're going to do a couple of layers. So it doesn't have to be covered because we'll finish covering them later on. I don't know where I want to put it. There we go. Just going to put them like so. And you don't even have to sink them down if you don't want to. How's that? What else have we got in here? We've got a little bit of coral. I think that might be a bit big. There's the other one of that. Some of this blue. I'm not going to use the white because I've got white sand. Let's snip a little bit off that one. Not too many things because, you know, we don't want too many things in there. Snip. Yeah, that'll be alright. It's got a little bit of height to it, but like I said, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if things poke up a little bit higher in this first layer. Or some greenery would be nice. Now this, I should be able to take that whole piece, shouldn't I? Let's get a couple. We might do another one of those. I see some more green in my bag there, so I may do that as well. Spray this one too. So again, it's just breaking that surface tension, stopping the bubbles from sticking. All right, that's quite high. Don't stick your fingers in it. It doesn't matter. It'll still get covered later on, so it doesn't matter if it's kind of sticking up a little bit. I'm just trying to hide that stalk there. Okay, so we've got this. This is pretty. Might be a little bit on the big side. What else have we got? Some pink coral. I'll keep that as well for next time. And, oh, this is pretty. Some orange. Again, because of the height, I'll just cut that off. And this one down here, I'd like this one as well because it's more, it's a darker orange, so I'll just trim that. That way I've got like a more of a yellow and a darker orange as well. And we'll spray those. Whoops. It's a bubble. I'll just put that on. Where will I put that one? Okay, yeah, you can go there. And then these, look at this. This is really pretty. These are a nice little size. I'll be able to put like a whole piece of that in there. So we'll take, whoops, you're going in without me, are you? That one, and then this one. This one's got a little bit more yellow onto it. So I might take those two. I'd like a little bit of this, but maybe just this top section here that's quite small, because, you know, everything needs to be quite small except this one big thing. Everything else is quite small. So we'll just cut that off. That way we're still getting a little bit of that pink introduced. Okay. Hopefully it's going to look pretty. So in my next layer, I'm going to, once this has had a chance to cure, I'm going to add some of the pebbles. Add a few more of these. Get off me. Kind of tuck it underneath a little bit. Get under there. Just add a little bit more sort of 3D to it. tuck it underneath that. Okay. Nearly done, you guys, nearly done. Thanks for bearing with me. And then that one, I'll just put the stalk over the top. I don't like to see stalks all that much, so we'll just put the stalk over there. And then this one, it's quite long. I think I'll just sort of drape it around the edge there. Like so. And then that'll be it. So yeah, like I said, the next layer, we'll come back and we'll just do some pebbles and the sand. Make sure I'm leaving some spots for the pebbles. Alright, so that's it. Yay! That's looking really pretty. Okay, I'm going to clean this all up again, put it away, and in about 2 or 3 hours I'll come back and place these pebbles and some sand, and we'll do the top coat. Or I may just, what will I do? I may come back in a couple of hours and put some pebbles in. They'll kind of look like rock formations on the ocean floor. And then once that's cured, then I'll come back and put the sand in, because the sand's going to be heavy. I don't want it sinking too deep. So, yep, let's do that. See you soon. All right, I have come back and checked this. It has, it's pretty much cured, so I'm not going to be able to put my pebbles in. I was supposed to come back and put them in when it was still soft, but I had to go out. So anyway, by the time I got back, it was cured. So what I've done is I've just sort of got a few little of the smaller ones, and I'm just going to kind of place them around a little bit, because hopefully they'll stay. Just kind of picked out a few little ones. That one I managed to get in earlier. I was just sort of testing the waters, so to speak. So I thought, oh, but then I thought, oh, I'll wait until, you know, it was more 3D, like different layers. I could put different layers in and sort of make it more 3D. But anyway, missed the opportunity. So I'm just going to kind of place those there. I have got some more resin. If there's a few little things that are kind of popping up a little bit too high, you can go through and just sort of snip them off at this stage, but they may get sort of below the height of the next layer. I'm not sure yet. Not sure. I don't even know if these little pebbles will be okay. So we shall see. All right, let's add some sand. So this, I actually just bought this. It's just craft sand, decorative white sand. Look at that. It's got a few little bits of something in there. I don't think I put them in there. I think they just came like that. All right, let's add some sand. So I just mixed up about 30, no, what did I do? I did 40 grams of part A and 20 grams of part B, because you don't need a lot. You just want it to be a paste, really. You don't want it to be very liquidy. It's probably too much resin. So we'll just add some more sand until you get sort of a nice paste. Not too chunky, otherwise you're not going to be able to smooth it if it's too kind of chunky. So it's just a matter of trying it out. Does look, you know, a bit darker when it's wet, which is nice. I've only really got this one, and then I've got a more of a fine pebble, and I really wanted sand, so we'll go with this one. All right, let's see how that goes. Probably enough. Yeah, that's feeling good. All right, so now basically I'm just going to pour this on. Try and keep the pebbles where they are. So I'll put some sand over those pebbles so that they won't move. And hopefully hopefully this will work. Oh gosh, I should make sure I've got enough room before I go using it all. I'd hate for it to overflow. So I haven't left a lot of room for this for the sand, just a little bit of space. And hopefully it's opaque enough that it's going to look like sand. I guess if you wanted to, you could sprinkle some more just to make sure it's going to be really opaque. And then once it's, you know, once the resin's dried, you can just brush off the excess. So you could do that as well. Or just mix more in. I wasn't quite sure how much to mix in. I haven't done a lot of work with resin and sand, so it's a little bit sort of uncharted waters, so to speak. But yeah, I just wanted to make sure that it's sort of opaque enough looking, sandy looking. Gosh, it's taking a lot. Could have just added it to my resin, couldn't I? But look, it'll be fine. Once it's dried, I can just brush off the excess. It's not a problem. If you're worried about, you know, the sand when you turn it over being a coaster, or, you know, sitting on your table and maybe scratching, you could just pop some little silicone or rubber feet. You know those little stoppers that you put on your cupboard doors? You could just pop a couple of those on, and that'll stop it from scratching. So that's basically it. I'm just doing this until no longer, it won't sort of take any more. All that wet resin has gone. I feel as if I'm sprinkling icing sugar onto a cake or something, a pie. All right, that'll do. See how that goes. Alrighty. Oops, it's stuck to me. I will, I'll be able to unmold this later on today because it's only 4:30 in the afternoon. So I'll be able to come back and do it in a little while after dinner tonight. All right, we'll just leave that. Leave it there. All right, see you soon. Righto, it is later on in the evening. It is, what is it, 9:20. And this has cured up nicely. And I just got my little brush and I brushed it over the bin, the trash can, and got all the loose bits off. So let's have a little look and see how it goes. Oh, this is exciting. Mold's turned out well. It's got a little bit of sand on there. I'll just have to get that off with probably just a little bit of tape, actually. A little bit of tape will get that off the sides. I don't like to wash my molds because then you have to worry about drying them and then you get marks on them and all kinds of things. So I just use a bit of tape, a little bit of loose sand. Hope it's going to look good, you guys. I think I could have done a better job with the sand. Mixed more in, made a thicker paste is what I should have done. But yeah, like I said, I don't use sand very much, so I don't know these things. All right, are we ready? Are we ready to have a little look and see how our little aquarium's going? Or is it an aquarium or is it just a little ocean scene? A little ocean scene. All right, are you ready? Let's just do it. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's just adorable. Oh, wow. Look at that. That is so cute. Look at the little turtles poking their heads up. I'll put it like this so that you can see the height. See how they're poking their little heads up? They're so cute. Look. That is so adorable. And there's our layer of sand. I probably overfilled it a little bit. I might have to just trim that a bit. It's a bit full. I did overfill it a little bit. But yeah, I think I'll trim that off. I'll trim it and I'll take a nice photo. Oh, that looks so cute. Can't really see the pebbles all that well. They've kind of sunk into the sand a little bit. But look, it's not bad for a first attempt at an aquarium. At least everything's up the right way. Like nothing's upside down. Oh, it's so much to look at. It's very bright. It's really pretty. I like it. Oh my gosh. All right. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. That was a lot of fun. I like doing fun things. I'm going to trim this sand off a little bit. Let's see how that goes. A little bit. Not a lot to trim off, really. Just a little bit. Probably overfilled it a touch. There we go. I'll do that all the way around. And, or just leave it. I mean, that looks nice too, doesn't it? A little bit of sand. They got sandy bottoms. All right. Let me know what you think anyway. I know it's quite a comical sort of a look, isn't it? It's very bright, but the turtles have turned out really nicely. That was the whole idea of doing it. Turtles, they've turned out really pretty. Love them. They've changed colour. Okay, I best go. Thanks for watching, everyone. And I'll see you all again real soon for the next video. And we'll try out this turtle one as well.